Hello friends, welcome to my channel Tech Developer. In this video, I will show you the important part that is very required whenever you work on the validation part. So basically, uh, if you have seen my validation related videos on this my channel, you have definitely seen that I have given the default message to each and every custom validation. But what if in any case you want to send the custom validation message for the validation constraint and want to do some modification also? Means like if you generally use the task means binding result request. Let's go to a task form. Now you can see that I have used these annotation to handle the validation part that related to the description, and I am passing the message also that task description cannot be null, cannot be empty, cannot be blank, and task description length exceed. So these were the normal annotations, but when we go to the custom annotation like this, that validate user provided skills, where I was validating all the skill IDs are valid or not. So what I did, I created an annotation for this, and I have given the default message that skills are not valid. But if you go to the implementation class of that constraint validator, you will see that in such a case, I won't also need to return those of the skill IDs which does not exist. Means suppose the user is providing me the skill IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. But when I am validating that constraint using the custom constraint or this implementation class, what is actually I want is suppose only two of the IDs are wrong. Suppose the user have sent 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The 3 and 4 ID does not exist. So I want to send the message to user that skills are not valid. Definitely skills are not valid message was also there. But in that case, you want to add some data to the message. Let me show you that what I am trying to say. If you see that key that skills invalid, let me open that validation message underscore en properties. In that, you have this skill message that these skill IDs does not exist, and we are passing the zeroth element of the array which will contain some data. So to pass this data or to get this data whenever you want to send the validation constraint error, what you need to do is you need to first of all disable the default constraint violation, and also have to add the custom constraint violation by using this context, that is a constraint validation context dot build constraint violation with the template. Inside the template you will just give up the message whatever you want. So in this way I have just used my message service implementation for generating the validation message as per the I-18 standard. But you can use your own way, means a hard code message also. Just I am to what I am trying to explain you is that maybe we have a particular default message here for the annotation, but for some reason if you want to disable that message and want to send your custom message or dynamic message on particular condition, then you can create your own message like this. First step is to disable the default constraint violation, And after that, to add the new constraint violation, you have to use the build constraint violation with template method of the constraint validator context and pass the message that you want to pass. And after that, you have to call this method, that is add constraint violation. Please don't forget that add constraint violation method is really required if you want to add your custom constraint violation with a template and do not want to use the default one, the default constraint violation. So hope this video is clear to you. Let me but still let me give you the example. Let me test this API, and I am saying that I want these IDs or skill IDs that are invalid. I want them in the inside the message. So let me inform you that I have used same of the API inside the inside the user form, or even in the task form also, even inside the task form. So suppose if I will try to test this API and here I am passing the wrong skill ID, then the message will be like these skill IDs does not exist and the array of that IDs. So let me run this application and let me show you that what I am trying to say. Okay, so let's run this application. So application is ready to execute and run. Now go to your Postman and open the API that is related to the add task. So let me add the new task here, task 3. And suppose let me first tell you that how many skills IDs we have available inside our database. So these are the skills which are available, means the ID 10, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8. Means 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These IDs are only the existing one. And while adding the new task, I am providing the wrong ID. Suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So you can check that I have shown you that we have the ID starting from the 5. But here I am passing the IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So inside that, if I go to the validation constraint, the message should be occur like this, that these skills ID does not exist. So for that, the dynamic data need to be come. But when you go with your default constraint or a default message, you cannot pass it a dynamic data. So if I disable this constraint validation error or the custom constraint validation error, it will only give the message like uh, this, that these skill ID does not exist, and with this way. So but it will not replace this with the dynamic data. Let me show you this also so that you can be clear that what I am trying to say. Let me close this application and let me comment out these of the validation part, that the custom validation message that I was sending. So I have committed that code. Now if I run the application and try to hit the same API and try to validate the skill IDs using the task form, what it will give you, let's check. So I am passing the wrong IDs 1, 2, 3, 4, and the 5 is the only valid one. So as we go to our logically, we have to get the message that these skill IDs are not exist and the IDs are 1, 2, 3, and 4. But as I informed you that it will give you the default message that is available only inside your validation annotation. So this message will only occur without the dynamic data. So let's run this API and you will see that these skill ID does not exist and the zero that I have added inside this. So it is taking it as a string particularly, but it is not giving the exact data that I want or that I need in my response. That the IDs means the non-existing IDs should be provided instead of this particular bucket. So what we for that what we need to do, first of all we need to disable the default constraint violation and add my custom constraint violation using the build constraint violation with a template in which I am giving the message to him, and also I am passing this dynamic data to that message, and after that I am creating the constraint violation which will return the constraint violation context object. So let's restart, save this and let the application to be restart, and I will show you that now if you hit the API you will get the better result that this skill ID does not exist, and inside of this bracket 0 bracket close you will get all the IDs which does not exist. So let's send the request and you can see here that these skill ID does not exist 1, 2, 3, and 4 because these ID were wrong. Let me send this like I am sending only 4 and 5. So now you know that from starting from the ID 5 we have the skills inside our database, but the ID number 4 of the skill does not exist. So it will give me the message that these skill ID does not exist, and inside that array we have the only ID that is 4 which is not existing. Let's send the request again and let's validate. So you can see that these skill ID does not exist and the ID is 4. So hope you understand in this video that what was the purpose of this video and what is the purpose of adding your custom data or custom message while validating your constraint, and how you can give or you can disable your default constraint and add your custom constraint in your constraint validation. So I think this is clear to you in this video. If you still have any doubt, you can mention it to my comment and I will definitely help you out. So if you are already a subscriber, thanks for watching this video again. And if you are a new subscriber, kindly subscribe my channel and don't forget to press the bell icon. To learn the videos like this, you need to subscribe my channel and press the bell icon so that you can always receive the best content which I always try to upload and to help you guys. If you really like this video, please give a like button to my video and share it with your friends, and also mention the comments key that how my videos are helping you. So thanks for watching this video guys. Bye for now. Take care.